everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. My name is Dave Juskow. It's April 18th, 2023. Never thought I'd be alive this long, but I am, and we bring this show to you every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, sometimes at the actual Comedy Cellar, sometimes at our respective homes, talking about me and Mike V. Suarez. And this is just another example of how great the Comedy Cellar is. That, if you were down tonight at the West Village, at the Great Comedy Cellar, which is even going to get better, and by next year and the year after that, because they another room planned and everything, you'd be able to see our good friend Rachel Feinstein tonight, and you'd be able to see Tom Papa and the live show Come to Papa tonight. That is what you could do after this show. You can go down to the West Village and see all that, which would be way, way cool. Also, if you're in the Las Vegas room, you can see our very good friend, Mark Cohen. And he is, I want to say, just as funny as I am, but he's good. He's the best. So anyway, thank you for joining us today. The Comedy Cellar rules, and you should definitely join us. We have 9 shows a night, every single day of the week. That is 365 days of the year, unless there is a worldwide pandemic. Hello, Liza. Nice to see you early from Canada. Hello, a week late, which I found out last week you are from London. Do I have that correct? Anonymous. We missed you last week, right? Was that what it was? I think.
No,
And what?
Anonymous was here last week. It wasn't here the week before.
It was the week before. I'm sorry. I apologize.
And I think you meant Scruffy Bones was the one.
Scruffy Bones. Okay, sorry. Right. A week late in Florida. Marcy, so nice to have you back. How is your grandpappy doing? You know, the problem with you, Marcy, is you just seem to be the matriarch of everything, and you take care of everybody, and it's completely unacceptable. You really need to get somebody else to do all that so we can all, so you can be here every week and hang out. So, see, Anonymous said Mike always knows where I am. See, Mike V, I told you. She's up to no good. Anyway, nice to see everybody. Yes, I hope everybody had a wonderful Greek Easter and a wonderful regular Easter, and Passover is finally over. Thank goodness. Passover is finally over. You don't have to eat the matzah anymore. Today, my mother got on the phone. She goes, my doctor told me I can't eat matzah anymore. If I'm going to eat matzah, I got to eat the whole wheat matzah. And I'm like, stop eating matzah then. It's over for you. Passover is over. You don't got to do it anymore. You're either going to hell or you're not. I think you're going to hell, but I think there's a chance. Oh, the way my mother treated her last boyfriend, she's probably not going to a good place. But, she's trying to make up for it by, I don't even know. Marcy says he's in a nursing home for rehab. He's supposed to be back here May 3rd. Back where? At your house? Oh, God, what a nightmare. I was talking about bringing my mother in to my place. My sister was like, that would be so nice. And I'm like, when I hear, I would get the apartment next door. I don't want her here. So that's tough. The way we treat old people in this country is, you need a bunch of Marcys, and that's hard to do. Am I right, Mike V?
Yes.
Okay. So today, what we were going to do is wait for he was my favorite character on Just Got in the City. I liked when he talked about Oh, you're talking about Al. God damn, Anonymous, you are good. You are good. You remember Al? Yes, Al. Wow. God damn. That's good. I remember my mom's old boyfriend. He died, and it was really sad. And I don't know whether I know I said this on the Just Got in the City podcast. I don't know whether I told you guys. Our mother never told us. Like, she told us a month later. And we were furious. Like, what an asshole. Because we loved Al. And she just didn't care for him. But I'm like, what an asshole. And my niece goes, I was pretty upset that Grammy never told us that Al died, because he was kind of my grandfather. I mean, they were dating my entire life. And so basically, my mother never told her granddaughter that her grandfather had died. What kind of person is that? I promised I wasn't going to bash my mother, but I can't help it. I'm mad at her today. Anyway, here's what we're going to do today, as we like to do every year. we like to pick who we think is going to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They've made the nominees. We had a lot to do the past couple of weeks, so we didn't have time, and there's no rush because I don't think they announced it till May. So I have brought back my friend and one of the most musical geniuses I know, especially if you want to talk Beatles. And he is the station manager and also disc jockey as well. Do they still call it that at WYEP in Pittsburgh? Please welcome our friend of the show, Mr. Mike Sauter, everybody. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Yes, he's got the perfect microphone. He has it up there. He doesn't even need to be in it like I am. I still am very jealous of that, and I don't know how he does it.
It's just magic. Although I get very nervous. You start calling me a musical genius. You're just setting me up for failure.
Well, that's true, but you know how I feel about you, and I think, listen, you're a musical encyclopedia. How about that? That's true. Also, Anonymous said that they went 7-7 last year. I think that might be true. I think you did pretty bad last year.
Well, you know what? I think I started off like hitting everyone, and then it fell apart in the end.
Marcy said, Mike, who made the flipping hilarious bumpers for my show. She remembers. How about that? Is this Marcy something else? And Anonymous, you guys rule. And yes, and the chat does rule. Look at that, Mike. You believe that? She remembered.
That's awesome. I'll have to crank out some more of those.
Yeah. Well, I changed the podcast name.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying in case you were to do it I made a whole bunch of Night Fly. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry I spent so much time on it. But yeah. Anyway, so before we do that, just talk about some news items. I didn't want to leave you in the waiting room. Mike V, can you show us the first picture today I have for us?
Yes, sir.
I just found this today. This is, I don't know if you heard, but Arnold Schwarzenegger filled in a pothole by his house because the city wouldn't do it. So he just filled it in. And then CBS said he fucked up. That is actually what do you call it? A trench so people could work in it because Con Ed is working on it. But then he goes, CBS is a bunch of liars. That was not the case. I called and they said the pothole is going to be fixed. They never did it. So then the city wrote, yes, CBS is wrong. We appreciate him filling it up. He did it just the right way. And we're going to come back tomorrow and make sure it's completely secure. So CBS, he called them out and it's awesome. He just took care of it. He goes, let's do something about it. That's how you become governor. He's like, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to bring my cleaning lady, and I'm going to fill it up. Nothing. All right. Let's go. This is a big controversy that happened today. Picture number 2, Mike. I don't know if anybody's heard about this. This is big news. You all know these gummy bears. They said, we'll be back. We'll be back. Right. They'll be back. Hi, Cammie. It's so nice to see his nanny girlfriend taught him how to use a broom. Right. Nice, a good, nice one. So yeah, this is gummy bears. I don't know whether you know this, Mike. Do you eat gummy bears at all?
Sometimes, sure.
Do you know what flavor the green ones are?
Apple?
Exactly. They're not. Apparently, that's what everybody's talking about today. I don't think they changed anything, but if you go to the next picture, Mike, it turns out that the green ones are strawberry. It doesn't add up at all, and everybody's in an uproar. Everyone's in an uproar. Right. Anonymous at Apple. We all think we can assume it's apple or lime or something, but no, it's strawberry. So who knows what's up with that? I don't know if you heard in the next slide, Mike. Ron DeSantis is trying to just fuck over Disney World because he's the worst person ever. Like he just wants to ruin any kind of fun that anybody had. And but it's also kind of funny if Disney's had such a tax break for so many years. I think that's what he's just calling them on. So to fuck him over, Disney is having their first Pride Night. He's really upset about it. They're doing it in June. And they're like, we'll show him. I just think it's the funniest thing for a guy that clearly hates gay people or trans people to just have all these gay people show up in Florida for the festival. It's brilliant.
He's threatening to build a state prison next to Disney World.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true? Wow, what a dick. Cammy, I know you're saying Disney always has gay days, but this is different. I'm just telling you, it's called Pride Night. It's new. 1 week in June. Well, I don't know. That's what they said it was. Maybe it's always Pride at Disney. I don't know. That's what was in the news today. And this last picture we have today is, of course, always the classic. I think we have one of these every year. That is some girl taking a modeling pose at the Auschwitz Memorial on Holocaust Remembrance Day today. Just clearly not getting it. Remember last year we had some girl that did that, Mike V? And she was on Twitter and she goes, "Fuck all of you." Which you had to respect that she doubled down, but yeah, that's on the tracks that took the Jews to the prison camps and probably gassed them. I hate it and it makes me angry, but I also love it. Just how stupid can you be? It's a classic. Shut up. Of course I wanted to date her. Yeah, that's right, Anonymous. That's right. With that girl, she was really sexy. And, that's the thing. This girl's hot, too, because there's nothing hotter than somebody who just hates Jews so much. Like, if you could date her, it's like you win. Like David Copperfield marrying Claudia Schiffer. Don't you think Hitler would be pretty pissed off about that if he was alive? He did what? That Jew married what? So that is the story. Oh, shut up, Cammy. That's not true. It's a gag. Okay, Mike. Thank you very much. It was good. I was sick as a parrot doing a sailing mile. But I don't know what's happening. So Scruffy Duffy wasn't feeling well. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're better. So I guess at this time, why don't we get into the rock and roll stuff that Mike is here for? Are you okay with that? You seem gloomy today. You sure everything's all right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm letting you do your bits, Dave. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can interact. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in on the Hitler material.
Well, maybe not that, but hello, Angela. Yeah. So Mike is the station manager, and do they still call it disc jockey?
Yeah, sometimes, DJ jock. Yeah. So yeah, I do a Friday evening classic alternative rock show at wyp.org. You can listen to it every Friday night from 10 to midnight Eastern.
Yeah. Catalina just got here. She lives in Chile. She'd probably like that a lot. She likes a lot of that kind of music. I just got her into Squeeze. She's like thrilled.
Nice.
Well, Catalina, we haven't started really talking about anything yet. We're talking to Mike, and he has an old school alternative rock show, right? That's what you just said?
Yeah.
On Friday nights, you can get online. What is it? wyep.org? Yeah.
Yep.
So Catalina, Friday nights here. What time is that, Mike?
What time is it on?
I'm asking the probing questions. Yes. What time is it on?
Yeah. Fridays 10 to midnight.
Fridays 10 to midnight, Catalina. You hear that? She says Squeeze is the best. So, yeah, she'll love your show. She will love your show. She's young. She's just getting into music. She just said she just got back home from college, and she lives in Chile. So why don't we do this? Let's go over the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees and do this and see what happens. I'm going to share my screen, and this is where I want to be. Mike, you see it? Mike V?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we'll open. I think there's 14 nominees, and Mike, I believe 5 to 7 get in. Is that correct?
I think it's usually 7.
You think it's always 7?
Well, I think lately.
Okay, so we can pick 7. Remember, somebody's got to be out. And last year, Mike didn't do very well because I don't know. The thing is, Mike might be playing with his head or his heart and not his head, because Mike is all in like I am with Duran. Mike is in a more serious, like, no, they should totally get in. This doesn't make any sense because Mike is using his heart, and it's just they don't do it that way, clearly. Otherwise, Rage Against the Machine would already be in. They've been nominated like 5 times already.
Well, and also the interesting thing about last year was that all of the 5 bands, I guess, that or the top 5 who got the fan vote all got in. So,
So,
I in the past, I've really haven't given the fan vote much attention
well, you better.
because really it's only like it's kind of a weird thing because all the fans, will vote for who they want to get in, but that only amounts to like 1 ballot out of 1,000. So
Right.
you think it wouldn't have much weight, but apparently with the people who actually vote, they do pay attention to that.
Okay, so we know you want to support women. We all want to support women. We love rock and roll chicks. So let's take the first one, for example, Kate Bush. Kate Bush was nominated for the first time last year. She didn't get in, but Kate Bush had a major resurgence this year with Stranger Things. So I don't know. I mean, do I care if she's in or not? I don't know. I'm going to say she is out again. I don't think Kate Bush is going to make it. Mike S., your thoughts?
I love Kate Bush. I think she's incredible, and she certainly had like the comeback of all ages last year with Running Up That Hill being like a global hit again. I would love for her to get in, but I don't think so. I'm going to say out.
Okay, Mike V.
I'm going to say out as well.
And it looks like the crowd saying, well, Liza says that's not helpful, Liza. No, I'm just kidding. Cammy says out. Did anybody else say out?
Anonymous and out as well.
Okay, we're going out. Kate Bush, try again next year. Sheryl Crow. Oh, wait. Let me just so you know, the just got seal of approval. I forgot that goes. I don't know. So, all right. So Sheryl Crow, I worship, and I'm not only am I saying in, I need her to be in. I think she is the greatest. Mike S.
I think that she will make it in. I mean, just based on quality, longevity, her output has been,
And being
high
so
quality
hot,
for so
right?
long. Well, I don't think
Like,
I
got
don't
the
think
best picture
the
of her.
voters will go by that, but
Are you
like in
sure?
the folksman would say, not a bad looking fella, that doesn't hurt a bit.
Mike
Mighty
V,
win.
your thoughts?
I think in as well.
Yeah, it looks like everybody is saying in. I think, right?
Yes, sir.
And the just got seal of approval, I will just say, says, man, it was a stone groove. You are the most righteous. Right? Yeah, get the fuck out. But that she is the most righteous. I love her. I was just talking on an upcoming Billy Joel podcast episode how the song Soak Up the Sun just hit me like a lightning bolt when she performed it at the playoffs one year, and nobody had ever heard it before, and it came out 4 months later, and that was in my head the first time I saw it. But that's nothing. The Globe Sessions album is a masterpiece. She like you said, her longevity, her coolness, stuff she did before with other people's albums. She's the shit. She's total rock and roll. Great for women. If she doesn't get in, there's a problem with the whole system. This is her first ballot too. This should be like a Derek Jeter thing. She'll totally first in. Missy Elliott. Well, this, of course, is where I get angry that I don't understand how this can be. I'm going to say out, but I don't want everybody to get mad at me. I know none of her music whatsoever, and I really just couldn't care less either way. It's her first time on the ballot. Mike S.
I will also go out. I think you could certainly make a case for her influence and certainly her popularity, but I don't know if I would give her a Hall of Fame nod.
Yeah, Mike V.
Uh,
It's a tough one, right?
Well, I think it has less to do with her and who else is on the ballot if she gets it or not. Is that not to be? Flip it, I guess. But I'm gonna say in just to be different.
You're going to say in.
Yeah.
And what is everybody saying in the chat room?
So like overall, they're saying in.
Cammy says in. All right. Pick wisely. Week late says out. I see. We'll say in for this. Just got a seal of approval. He says, I don't know what we're doing here. I really just don't know. Iron Maiden, in or out? Boy, that's a tough one. They are legendary. There's not room for everybody. I don't know. 7 in, 7 out. This is slide 4, and I've only put one person in. You know what? I'm going to say in. They need a band like this every year to come in. So I'm going to say this year is Iron Maiden. Mike S?
There's like countervailing forces here. There's last year, like all of the guitar rock dudes were shut out. You know, you had Rage, you had MC5, New York Dolls, Judas Priest. Nobody got in. So that could happen again. But then again, I was saying, with the fan vote, I think they're doing well in the fan vote. So I don't know. It could go either way, but I'm gonna say they're gonna get locked out again.
Oh, nice. Mike V.
I'm gonna go in.
All right. And what's everybody saying on the side, Mike?
I think they're saying out.
Saying out. All right. And just got a seal of approval. He says, what is happening here? I'm confused and I don't know what's going to happen. Joy Division New Order. Now, Mike, I just found this out. Now, should I just put in for you because this is the band that you worship? I remember, Mike and I met in the 80s. I never heard of any of these bands. I mean, New Order I heard of. I didn't know what Joy. I had no idea, Mike, until yesterday that they were the same guys and they just changed their name because somebody died.
Yeah, their lead singer committed suicide, and so the remaining members of the band just reformed as New Order.
Now that's rock and roll, folks.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: I am going to go in for them. Personally, yes, I would love to see them in, but also
I know Mike likes them.
Well, you know what? Joy Division was like this super influential, short-lived kind of a band that critical favorites type of thing. But then New Order turned around and they were not only that, they not only were critical favorites, they not only had this kind of cult following, but they had hits too. I mean, they were able to do top 40 hits. So I think that is going to allow them to sneak in.
Yeah, I'm going to say in two in that. I think they like stuff like that. The story is interesting. It's amazing. You lose your lead singer, form a new band, change it up a little bit. Genesis did that, but they kept the same name. And these guys, you're right. It's funny. I was listening. They didn't have the drummer start singing, right? The singer committed suicide. Then who did? The guitar player start singing, or who sings in the band now? Whoever it is. It's funny. I was listening to one of the songs, and Catalina says she doesn't know any of them. That's what I'm asking. Are these the guys? Are they all over Pretty in Pink?
They're in the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. In 1986, True Faith was a top 40 hit for them.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't know the names of the songs, Catalina, but I can't think of the songs right now. But I was listening to one of them the other day, and it sounds like the guy doesn't know what he's singing. Like he sounds so off key, but that's their thing. And they are different than anybody else. I'm going to say they're going to go into. Mike, can you name a song that we might know?
Bizarre Love Triangle.
Bizarre Love Triangle. Shell Shock, True Faith, Touched by the Hand of God. Regret was like a 1993.
Mike V, what'd you say about Triangle?
Bizarre Love Triangle, Blue Monday.
Is our love triangle that one?
Bizarre Love Triangle. Later covered by an Australian group called Frente with a female singer.
Mm-hmm.
That Mike, what do you think, Mike V?
I think they're in.
Yeah, and Angela's saying yes. What about? We'll go with what Angela says. I think they're going to be in. Just got a seal of approval. Says, what's going on here? Is this like this rock and roll? I don't know, but I'm okay with this. I had just assumed they were just one of those. I thought they were all gay. Joy Division. Who names their band like that? But because I guess maybe
singers.
maybe Alan Klein liked them, and that's why I got confused. I don't know. But I just remember, let me tell you again about Mike Sauter. The reason he's here, it's like Mike almost discovered them, like he
Oh my
was working
God.
on the
Dave,
channel. What?
no, I did not discover
Mike, you
them.
got to relax. I'm trying to sing your praises. Mike,
Okay, all right,
it was,
all right,
he worked at the radio station, and he knew all these bands that weren't popular here in America. I don't know how he knew them. So if you could say you didn't discover them, but you had a hand in possibly making New Order, at least at that time, popular, because they started on the LIR, the Long Island one, and college stations. So who's in charge of that? Mike Sauter.
Well,
You should
not
also
LAR.
be getting
For goodness
a
sake.
little Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing you should be going on stage with them. You and Weber.
Hey, wait, tune in. Maybe I will be.
Yeah, Pretty in Pink Diener. Yes. What is that song in Pretty in Pink? What's the dude? Are they the ones? No, that's a different band. I'm thinking Ferris Bueller. That's a different one. But their songs they're out there, man. I mean, the way they sound, they're crazy. Yeah. Cyndi Lauper. All right, you know what? This is a really tough one because I love Cyndi Lauper. Everyone loves Cyndi Lauper. Like everyone loves Cyndi Lauper. But Sheryl Crow's in to have another female artist. I'm not trying to sound rude. I feel like they mix it up. Yeah, Anonymous, right? I would say fuck yes. I want to say yes too. Mike, you start off. I can't decide what they're gonna do here.
She's doing really well in the fan vote. She's probably in, but I'm going to say I'm going to go with no. And I don't think she has had a Hall of Fame career. She's had, one absolutely brilliant album, her debut album. She's had some great singles after that, but I don't really consider it a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, but Anonymous, he just said one unbelievable album. That's off the first album. I thought the second and third albums were pretty good. I Drove All Night, and the other one, which was the one we played on Billy Joel last week, and Until the Night, not Until the Night. That's the Billy Joel one. But that All Through the Night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say out because when I first came in, it's not like I don't want her to get in. I think what Mike's saying is correct. Mike V.
I agree.
Out.
Yeah.
And it looks like everyone else is saying out if they're saying it the way we're saying it. Not that none of us dislike Cyndi Lauper. Is that what I'm reading there, Mike V?
Yeah.
And what's the just got seal of approval here? He's like, oh, she should totally be in. But what are you going to do? That's the face. I just feel like Mike S doesn't seem to get it. He just doesn't care. He's too cool for school. Oh, George. Okay, let me just tell you right now. This guy's so. All right. What do you do here? This guy deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm putting in because he deserves to be, but is it worth putting somebody in posthumously? Is it fair? Granted, he died a long time ago and he should have, I guess his time period doesn't line up where maybe he could have been voted in, but George Michael was a musical genius who, like Prince, got completely screwed by the record companies. And if he was around today making music, he'd probably thrive because he wouldn't have to worry about the record companies anymore like Prince did at the end and just do his own thing. He was so much more than Wham, and everybody knows it. So some of his later albums are incredible. So I say the music industry realized that he had a feud just like Prince at towards the end and said, fuck this. And we didn't get all we could get out of it because the music industry is a piece of shit, as we know, because there is no music industry anymore because they fucked themselves over. Mike S.
I don't disagree with you. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. Some great singles for sure, but I totally recognize the influence and the magnitude of what he did, and I think he's going to be in.
Yeah, Mike D says today he could be making $5 from Spotify. Mike V, what do you think?
I think in.
And it looks like everybody's saying in. In, Diener says, the closet for a good while. You are right about that. God damn it. I'm telling you, this guy, he was so good. What about that fucking Christmas song? Even that's rivaled with Mariah Carey. Didn't they make a movie based on a Christmas song? I mean, that's even more. He was really, really good. He just, started and think that he started out this way and then went solo, and we didn't even know he was like kind of solo by the time we heard of him, right, Mike?
Well, yeah, I mean,
We didn't even know his Wham UK years until it was later, right?
Actually, the earlier stuff, it actually was kind of fit in with some of the new wave stuff that was coming out, like Bad Boys. There was some early stuff that was pretty great.
It was tough for me, as being homophobic at the time. The Wake Me Up Before You Go. I remember being on the radio station at school and being like, this guy's a flaming homosexual. What the hell are we watching here? Like I think I said that because, I was just like, what's happening here? MTV was full of videos for boys with just hot girls. And even when you say hot girls, you look back, those were 80s hot. So they're not even that hot, but it was just, and then there was this guy with his shorts on and clapping. And you're like, what is this? And that's why I love I got over it. Exactly, Mike. I was like, Mike D, he won me over. I was like, wait, he's so much more than that. Because, if you just saw Wake Me Up Before You Go, Mike asks, you'd be like, what is this? But God, did he flourish after that? It's insane. And not just talking about being gay or whatever. I'm talking about musically. Wake Me Up Before You Go is like a joke. And to just, get better and better the older you get, that's a real musician.
Well, I actually liked the song, but I was really put off by the long T-shirts.
The Choose Life.
Oh, all that, like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's very difficult in the 80s as a straight man. I'm doing the quotes, everybody relax. To be okay with that video. We just didn't know anything like that back then, and we were confused, and that's probably why I didn't like the song so much. And now I like it too. Well, I find him hot now. That's why I got the hottest picture, Eliza. I mean, look at him.
You were won over by the sexy sax and Careless Whisper.
Yeah. Oh, good. Right. No, I was thinking of Mike Pine with that inside joke of it. Just got seal of approval. This is no joke, people. This guy needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, move on to Willie Nelson. Well, here we are again. We did Dolly Parton last year. We all wanted her in, and then she withdrew, and then she came back. Here we are again. I've gotten over my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He doesn't belong there. That kind of shit, because we know what they're doing now, and it's all not rock and roll. It's just they should just change the fucking name, because then you would have no problem. Does Willie Nelson deserve to be in the Music Hall of Fame? He sure does. Is he going to get in? Mike S., you look like you were going to say something.
I was going to say what I said last year, which is it's not a matter of music versus rock and roll. Maybe we need to have a more broad look at the word rock and roll and, define it a little bit more broadly and not so narrow. So it's not just, a quartet of dudes with guitars.
That's right. Agreed. Anyway, what do you think of this guy?
Hey, you know what? I think, all right, Dolly got in. Everybody loves Dolly. Willie's going to get into, you know what? There's very few people out there nobody I can think of off the top of my head who has released singles in the 1950s and is still culturally relevant today. I mean, he's put out so much music that's been hugely influential. And, I mean, it's just 10 years ago, he was recording with Snoop Dogg. Just a couple years ago, he was recording with Karen O of the indie band, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. So, I mean, I think the guy definitely deserves to be in there.
With that being said, you talked me into it. I'm going to say in. Liza says exactly, Mike, it's rock and roll to me. Oh, well, that's she's talking about there. Mike V, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I think yes as well.
Yes, he's still alive, Catalina. That's the other thing, too. You don't want to do the George Michael thing where you're waiting too long. So I think you're right. Looks like the Peanut Gallery is saying, I saw one out, but are they mostly saying in?
Yeah.
What did I say here? Just got seal of approval. Oh, I say, well, if you gotta. That's pretty much that. So Rage Against the Machine, in it again. I'm gonna just say out. The way we're voting, I'm gonna instantly say out. I don't know what the story is, but this is their like 5th year trying. I don't know what's going on. I don't know any of their music, but I know people worship them, and they were innovators in their time. But I'm gonna say out. My guess.
I'll go along with you on that one. I do think that there's something about them that can be very polarizing to people. You can respect them and understand, you know, whether you like their music or not, you know, you can understand what they're about and their politics and be, you know, into that or not into that. But I just think there's something that rubs some people the wrong way. And I'm going to say out.
Mike V.
I'm gonna say out as well for that same reason.
Yeah, I was looking at the chat room. It says out, out, they blow, except for Angela. I just got to seal approval on this. You know, if you gotta, I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them perform after either. So they're out. Soundgarden, how can they not get in? I mean, again, you're voting in the band without Chris Cornell, and he was the best. I think if Chris Cornell was alive, they'd be instantly in. But I guess it might not make a difference. I'm going to say in. I think people really like them. I don't know if this is I didn't put a first up here, so I think they've been maybe before, or is this their first? I'm not positive.
I don't think it's their first time.
I'm going to say it's time for them. I'm going to say it's time. I feel it in my bones, like it's time for them somehow. Yeah, Michael Sauter, what do you think?
I will go along with you on that one. I think that they're also going to be, you know, blocking Rage Against the Machine, and if they don't put Iron Maiden in, which I said they didn't, I think they're going to put in Soundgarden. They, you know, they didn't have any of like the rock dudes last year. I think they're going to turn that around, and Soundgarden will go in.
Yeah, you know, now that I see Soundgarden and I wasn't sure who was coming up, I probably wouldn't have put Iron Maiden in. I think you're right. I think that cancels out Iron Maiden. I might change my vote later. Mike V, what do you think?
I'm gonna say out because I said Iron Maiden's in, so I'm gonna stay with my bet.
Smart. Black Hole Sun, right, Mike? That's what we're telling Catalina. Black Hole Sun's a legendary song, and of course that's their major hit. What is everybody saying in the chat room?
I think they're saying in overall.
It's funny. One of my favorite Chris Cornell songs has nothing to do with the Soundgarden. It's the one he did for the James Bond Casino Royale. I listen to it all the time. You Know My Name. Oh my God, it's amazing. He committed suicide too, right?
Yeah.
He didn't just die. He committed suicide, right?
I can't remember whether suicide or overdose or a suicidal overdose.
Right. One or the other. He wasn't happy.
No, and it wasn't. Yeah.
Which one is he here? I don't even know what he looks like. Is this him?
That one. Yeah.
Okay. Handsome. I mean, whatever. Anyway, what else?
He was kind of obnoxious to me once after a show, and I had got a chance.
Fuck him. I'm going to say out.
No.
Well, I guess his daughter, she seems around. They were performing together before. I guess she'll come and accept something too, right? Anyway, the Spinners have been voted together many times. Now, I would like to say in on this because they have a whole bunch of really great songs that should be recognized. I'm going to go in on this one. I'm going to say it's their year. Got that Rubber Band one, and there's 3 songs. You know, as soon as you see the titles, you're like, wait, that was the Spinners.
I'll be around.
Which one?
I'll be around.
I'll be around. That one.
Yeah. One of a Kind Love Affair. That's another great one. Yeah, no,
yeah, it's like one of those songs. All these songs are ones you know if you hear them. So you're saying they're in, Mike?
I think that they are an important group and they have such a great catalog of songs. But I don't know. I don't know if they have the depth of resume to put them in the Hall of Fame.
I just feel that they have to have one old-fashioned band. Like it just evens everything out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out.
Okay. Mike V?
I'm going to say out as well.
Yeah, you're probably right. Look how easy you guys can change my mind. What's everybody else saying in the chat room?
Let me see. Kind of who are they, but I think in overall.
In? Okay.
Yeah.
And the Just Got a seal of approval. He says, yeah, if you gotta. It's no big deal. It's not like last year where I was totally in, a lot of Pat Benatar, Duran. I'm like, come on. This is no joke. Tribe Called Quest. I'm going to say out. I really just can't stand them. It's like, I don't know why they're here. And then this is their second year in a row. Mike S.
I think I think last year I said they were going to be in. I think they're going to be in. They're a hugely influential act, very beloved, not by everybody, but certainly by many. And I think that they will be like kind of the representation for rap in this group.
Mike V.
I think they should be in. How many have I used all
I
seven?
don't know. I didn't check.
And how many do we have left?
2.
If I have any ins left, I'm going to say in.
You're going to say in. Okay. And what's everybody else saying? I see a lot of outs.
They're out. I think it's overall. They're like tied right now.
Oh.
No, in.
Well,
They're in. They're in.
In. Okay. And Just Got a seal of approval. Oh, this is like, you got to be fucking kidding me. That's what that is. All right, wait, let's take a tally. I don't think I'll lose anything. Okay, so wait. Oh shit. Oh, I did lose everything. All right, whatever. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Obviously I have to watch this back and then tally it. That's what I usually do. So damn it. So I don't know where we are, but remember last year, like we had problems and I had to call everybody. Like I called Marcy and I'm like, you need to pick one or take one away. So I'll get them together by the time it comes out. The White Stripes, I think I'm going to say in. I think people love Jack White. That's his name, right, Mike?
Yeah.
I think people love him in the music industry. He's respected, and I think he's in on his first try. Mike S.
100% agree with you. I think that, yeah, you're right. People love him because not only, the White Stripes, and I know that it's not Jack White that they're voting in, but the White Stripes, but, the stuff he's done with his record label, kind of championing vinyl, people love. He's been in other bands. He's produced people. I think people love him, and also the White Stripes produced one of the most unexpected stadium songs that, Seven Nation Army, when that came out, there's no way anybody would have picked that to have been a song that would get played in stadiums all around the world. And I think that's just kind of speaks to the breadth of influence that they've had. So I say in.
Yeah, and Catalina, yes, you're right. They were in a Simpsons episode. It's classic, so it's a really good one too. Yeah, he's so respected again, like I said, and because he also has a great appreciation for the history of rock and the history of music. And all you need to do is see that documentary. It Might Get Loud, and then you realize he's in there with the greats. He's, what was it? Him, The Edge, and the guy from Led Zeppelin, right? So that's pretty good company, and I say he's definitely in first ballot. Mike V.
I'll say out just to change things on our thing.
Diener, that's hilarious. Diener's calling him the musical Willy Wonka. What is the
funny? Jack White, great, or the White Stripes on the Simpsons, but not the best of these group of nominees from the Simpsons. That I would go to Willie Nelson.
Yes.
What did he do in the Simpsons? I can't remember.
He presented that fake award to Homer, and then thank you, Taco, for your loving tribute to Falco.
Yeah.
That's great. What is the chat room saying, Mike V?
Overall, they're saying in.
They're saying in. Yeah. Just Got a seal of approval says, yeah, I think you let it happen. Or who knows. And the last one is Warren Zevon. It's his first time. I am just going to say out. I think I have too many ins. Mike S.
I want him to be in, but he he was kind of underappreciated his whole career. I had one top 40 hit, but it was mostly other people recording his music. They really got his music out there. You know,
Oh,
Letterman beloved him. He was very
yeah.
influential, but I'm going to say out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a guy that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for sure. But right, there's too many others now, and it's not just rock and roll anymore. So yeah. Mike V.
I'm gonna say out 'cause I'm out of ends. I think he should be in at some point as well.
Oh, you're out of ins. Okay. And everybody's saying out here. So, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming my picture is similar to that. So there is our picks. Obviously, I have to go back and there is musician
Another episode, but
taxpayer.
yeah.
That's right. His automatic braiding machine got jammed up.
I forgot about that. The Simpsons rule. Oh, that's great stuff. Mike, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see how you do. Hopefully you do the worst as usual. It's
Yeah,
always funny to have the
I appreciate, Dave, you bringing me on to build me up as a musical genius, only to reveal myself as not being so by picking wrong.
that's what always happens with guys that know too much. They always guess wrong because they have a different feeling of why people should be in or out. So that to me says you do know everything, because I feel like people that are in the know just get it wrong.
I appreciate that, and it's the same philosophy as why, like, the 4-year-old kid wins the football pool because they just picked on the names.
Exactly. Yes, the girl, exactly. Every girl in my office that has ever played in the football pool who knows nothing wins. My mother sometimes wins the pool. Aunt Judy wins the pool. Where is Aunt Judy today? I just talked to her 5 minutes ago. Anyway, Mike, thank you for taking the time out today. This is always fun every year. We should just do I know we always talk about we're not doing that slideshow, you can't get it together, but we should do like a Beatles one and just talk Beatles, and I'll give you the topics and you tell us what you know, which is everything. Just your thoughts really quickly. The amazing Peter Jackson documentary, I assume you saw the whole thing. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, I mean, it's just amazing to spend that much time at the stage with the Beatles, seeing footage that you've never seen before. So I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times already, and we'll spend a lot more time with it again in the future.
Yeah, I got to watch it again. I was watching it kind of illegally the first time. Now I have Disney Plus, and I actually want to go through it all again. It's just so amazing. Paul McCartney was a genius at capturing stuff and being smart and somehow knowing this will be great later. I'm telling you, you know.
Well, yeah, and I mean, just from a filmmaking standpoint, just to give Peter Jackson his props, I mean, like, the guy and his team invented new technologies just to be able to. I have the audio. There's the scene where Paul and John are talking in the canteen, and there was a hidden microphone placed in to kind of like eavesdrop in their conversation. The original audio, you can barely hear them at all, and they were able to just like erase all the extra sound and just get their
Wow.
voices. And, it's pretty amazing, to the point where Paul McCartney's latest tour, Peter Jackson said, "Hey, do you want John singing 'I've Got a Feeling' from the rooftop concert? Do you want just the footage with just his voice?" And so they took it, and basically Paul played and his band played "I've Got a Feeling," and then all of a sudden, in a later verse, like, there's John singing with Paul live in a concert. I didn't get a chance to see that live, but that's pretty amazing.
I wasn't going to mention this, but Barry Manilow did the same thing with Judy Garland, so it's been done. Anyhow,
Fair point.
um, anyway, Mike, thank you again for joining us. And again, looks like everybody will be up on that Beatles idea. So we'll talk to you next time. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming in. Mike
My
Cellar, everybody, WYAP Friday nights, WYAP.org, 10 to 12. He'll play some Joy Division this week. Bye, Mike.
All right, bye.
Mike Sauter, everybody. Barry Manilow's touring again. Aunt Judy, you going again? No, we went. Oh, wait, that's right. She did go. I'm not going if he's going to do Ready to Take a Chance again, and in a medley form. I'm just saying. Mike, it's 6:50. Should I show the slides? We're not in a rush, right?
Right.
Fuck it. I got plenty of. I got a lot of slides.
All right.
I got a lot of problems with you people. I figure I might as well do them because I have them and I get new ones every week. So I'm going to share my screen once again, if everybody's on board, and let's see what we got this week. I am sharing Mike Suarez. Thank you, Anonymous. That's exactly what I want to say. Oh, or you're talking about Barry Manilow, not the slides. That is Joe Biden taking a selfie, if you can believe it. I thought that was the most in Ireland. He was in Belfast this week. There's something hilarious about the president of the United States taking a selfie. I can't even do it. I don't know how he's doing it. And look how good it, but it also looks like those people are marked for death. I'm going to remember them when I get back. That woman was really annoying. Are you really going to be able to take a selfie now, are you? Oh, we're so drunk. Thank you, President Biden. Well, speaking of creepy, the Easter Bunny came to the White House last week, and it wasn't, for some reason, it wasn't on the news.
New Secretary of Transportation.
The new Easter Bunny. And I know we all like animal pictures, so here's the Easter parade. I mean, this is just mean to do to a dog. Just mean. I think
Dog seems to like it.
I can't. Do they? He's full of stuff. It's got to be weighing down on him. I hope he doesn't have to walk in it.
He's like, yeah, no, he doesn't. He's in a little parade. He's got a little float.
I guess. I don't
or
know.
she,
It's cute.
either way.
It's obviously cute as hell. Anonymous with the classic. I wore that to work today. Very good. Love it. That was just a pic. This was in Tokyo. So he's like, I love Easter parade.
Yeah. Those two dogs meet together on Dog Titanic.
Right. Yeah, come on. We just like animal pictures. Am I right? Yeah, we're getting the awes. Well, John Oliver did a bit on how creepy the Easter Bunny was last week, tonight. That's funny. And this is the real bunny, an actual bunny, a mocha in Turkey.
Oh,
on Easter Sunday. That's a cute bunny. It's funny that more people don't have bunnies as pets. Like, why aren't they more domesticated like a cat or a dog?
because they bite you.
Oh,
The rodents, they're not.
I guess that's the reason. Is that true?
Well, they're rodents. They're hard to take care of. They die really easy.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Remember years ago when that's how you found out if you were pregnant? You just had to kill a rabbit.
What?
Yeah. You would shoot a rabbit with, like, I don't know, some sort of fluid. And if it died, then you were pregnant. That's how people found out. You never heard of that?
No. What? Doesn't make any sense.
Joan Rivers made a movie about it called Rabbit Tests. I mean, that's why it was called that.
That's where Billy Crystal gets
pregnant, first pregnant man. No, that is real, Angela. I swear. If the rabbit died, you were pregnant. That's what. It's so weird when I think about it now. I'm telling you that it's weird. I know. We're, and that's just, when I feel like I live in the dark ages. This is a reindeer race in Finland. They don't seem to get it. They're in the wrong season. Finnish people are pretty dumb. I don't know what that's all. Yeah, see, Eliza said that's right. The rabbit died. Yeah. Thank you. I know I wasn't crazy, Eliza, right? Yeah, isn't that nuts? And this was an Easter parade in Brazil. They do it differently there. It kind of looks like fun, but it just seems
that test is they used to inject something from the urine into the rabbit, and then all the rabbits would die because they had to dissect it to check its ovaries.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. This is the only Easter parade you need. I saw it this year. It was beautiful.
Oh,
I was just talking about her. I was reading about this morning. I was looking stuff up, and so Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. It was supposed to be Gene Kelly, and then he got injured playing volleyball, and Fred Astaire came out of retirement already. This is 1948. He came out of retirement already to do the movie, and it was a box office smash. When I saw what the smash was, it was like it cost 2 million to make, was it? Is that possible in back then? But it made 5 million, but it's a box office smash. I wore that to work today. Anonymous. This was for Palm Sunday in Cairo. A priest is pouring holy water on his subjects. And I say, you can't get a better pitcher to throw out holy water. That water does not look holy. It looks like you went to a tap and you're just throwing it on people. Man, if you're throwing out holy water and you expect people to believe it, you better get something like this. You know, something fun. A picture like this from Star Wars. No, nobody.
Well,
This
you
is
can't
not-
see on the other side, Dave, that it's got a 3D rendering of Jar Jar Binks.
Wait, can you see it?
No, I was talking about his, but yeah, I can see yours.
Oh, it's got Darth Vader on the other side,
Yes.
and there's Luke and everybody. I'm just saying because use something more fun. And if you're not going to go the comedy way, then throw it out of this. The Tri-Wizard Cup or something. That's holy water. You can't just throw it out of a jug like that and fill it up at the tap and call it holy water. Am I wrong on this? You got to put some effort into it to make it mystical.
Mystical.
Egypt. These are Muslims praying. Now, why does this picture make Dave Juskow angry? You know why. Because they're stalling traffic. Fucking annoying, god damn it. I'm like, I gotta get to the club. I gotta get to my mom's house. Fucking A. Same thing here. This is in Mexico and Guadalajara. They're protesting for all the right reasons about the horrible violence and murder that's been happening there. They're on horses, but my God, please. Oh my God. This is I don't care your religion, your background. I don't give a shit. Just don't fuck with the traffic, you motherfuckers. Here's another way I can't get anywhere. Guess where this is? And don't look up. All right, too late. You looked. I always thought this was first when I saw this picture, I thought it was in India or somewhere like that. It's in Hollywood, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look here, it got pretty fucking bad. Look at that. This is all flooded. This is volcanic ash in Russia where they deserve it. But doesn't it look pretty? It's so fucked up.
It's like cocoa powder.
But yeah, here's where you're like, maybe we should get out of town. And there's only one car leaving. And how do people that live in shitholes like this have a car better looking than mine? Can you answer me that?
Well, that's where they put all their money.
I could live with that. And well,
their
this is
car ratio is the exact opposite of yours, Dave.
right. I live in a good place, but I have a bad car. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
That's funny. You're absolutely right. That's right. I have the date rape van. So yeah, but it's funny when you see a volcano, how this is from the 10 Commandments, it's like, how would you not think God is angry if, you see something like this? I don't care what your beliefs are. How could you just not believe? I don't even know what people were doing back then. How could you not think God is angry? And speaking of which, this is in Germany, and there's all these dead trees because there was so much evil there that the trees even knew we have to get out of Germany because this is now, but they have an infantation of dead trees because it's all the horribleness that Germany holds because it's Holocaust Remembrance Day, you fuckers. This is hilarious for some reason. This is
Is that the official slogan of Holocaust Remembrance Day?
Pretty much. Germans suck.
Holocaust Remembrance Day, you fuckers.
So this is hilarious. This is in India in a giant fire at a recycling plant. I don't know why that's funny. It seems like they're trying to do good, but now they've fucked up everything. A recycling plant on fire that just seems like it's the one thing that can happen. Wait, who is this? Mars, what's going on? Is somebody leaving?
Marcy had to leave.
What? Fucking motherfucking Marcy. God damn it. On Holocaust Remembrance Day? Now, this is in India, and all these kids are playing by this bridge. Now, you know, I mean, I've done these pictures 100 times. This water looks disgusting. And this is the Atterbridge Crossing in Perth Amboy, where my mother used to swim. Jesus fucking Christ. Can you imagine swimming in this? Or this, my favorite, the Victory Bridge in Perth Amboy also. My mother used to swim in this water. I mean, you might as well be here. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, we ship our garbage there, right? I mean, that's beautiful Staten Island on the other side. The sea was angry that day, my friends. Apparently, you're dating a boy, so we are happy about that. I thought, Catalina, you said you were having trouble with a boy. If you went back to this guy that was giving you so much trouble, you're an idiot. This is 11,000 dancers who are trying to make the Guinness Book World of Records for doing the Baihu dance. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's so pretty in India with all the different colors. And here's a even better picture. I think they got into the Guinness Book World Record. I don't imagine how you wouldn't get in. Are you one person short? Or, 11,000. But look at those colors. That's terrific. And this was the ending of Ramadan in Cairo. And we know Cairo doesn't seem to go all out for any of this kind of stuff, as we saw with the water before. But I like this picture, Mike, because you know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
It is the backyard in Easy Money that Rodney Dangerfield has his daughter's wedding in. They're all packed into this little place, and there's Rodney. I always remember that shot as a kid. That's in Staten Island. Oh, Catalina says she did ditch the guy that was mean. So there's a different guy. That's why Catalina's been not around for a while. Interesting. So I get blown off as soon as you meet a guy. Yeah, that's the way it is. This is the guards in Paris. They are guarding because they're having a protest about the retirement age or something. Jesus Christ! If you need armed guards for the protest about retirement age, I mean, this is not going to end well, especially what they're up against, which is this army of of people. I don't think this is going to work. This is so funny, and it's not at the same time. I don't know why these guys are dressed like that. And this was International Kite and Wind Festival in France. So while all those horrible things are going on, for some reason, the other people are just, let's fly a kite today. Something is wrong over there. And, of course, I've been watching this lately, so. Oh, Mary Poppins, you know you love those children. I've been watching it on Disney Plus every time I, oh, right, Catalina, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't listen to her last thing. I think you sent it on a day I don't remember. I think you must have sent it on Monday, and I've been busy. And this, of course, also in France, my favorite thing when these idiot cyclists crash. God, I love it. They're so stupid. I don't know how they're not expect when you look at the ground and the rock, how they're not expecting that to happen. It's like they're shocked. They're all in a pack where one wrong move, everybody's going to fall, but they're riding on brick or whatever. I've rid on a bicycle in Manhattan on this kind of stone, and it's impossible. Yeah, I have done it anonymous on a city bike. These are Chinese tourists on a ferry in Hong Kong, and I don't know why they bothered they're tourists, which means they're on vacation. Why'd they bother going to Hong Kong? They're not having a good time. This is the worst tour group in the history of tours. It looks like they're touring the Holocaust Museum. And last week I told you about John Ram winning the Masters. I watched this live, and I remember saying to myself, "This guy is going to regret this after. This is the winning putt. He knows he just won the Masters, but his golf club was right here where his penis is." And I remember it too. I'm like, dude, get rid of that golf club. That picture's gonna be around forever. He should have thrown it down. It felt bad for him. See, it's right here, right in his crotch. I'd be devastated. I wish I never won that Masters. And this, Mike, this is the Braves versus Padre on Friday night. And do you know what I'm gonna do next?
I think so. I'm not sure.
We'll take a guess.
I'm hoping it's Reggie Jackson.
You're damn right it is. Reggie Jackson getting the gun at a second base, just like where do you think this guy's going? And then, of course, going to shoot the queen. Mike, you're the best. He gets it. And this one, I just like this one because it looks like Lincoln's part of the crowd. Hey, we're protesting today. Or it's like,
oh, water back in there.
Remember that Simpsons one? Mr. Lincoln? Everybody's saying this. They all go to the game to start. The Devils game started, Aunt Judy. Yes, I'm going to watch in a second. Very excited. Anonymous says she yelled out Enrico Palazzo opening day. And this is so annoying. This is the Thai New Year's, and the tradition is to have water fights. This would annoy the shit out of me. I'd be so angry. I can't stand getting wet. It's like my worst thing. And finally, the Ernesto's Sanctuary, Cat Sanctuary in Syria. All these cats have unfortunately been misplaced because of the civil war. So a guy took them all in. That looks like a fun place to visit, but a horrible place to live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's too many cats. Those poor kitties. But look at it. I like that. Like there's one here on the side. It looks like a cartoon, like a Mad Magazine cartoon drawing, you know. How can this cat be up here? They're everywhere. They're even in the hole here. They're in the trees. I mean, it's cute, but I don't know whether I feel bad or if I'm glad they're all happy. Hopefully they're happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to hope for the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's I went to a week late. My brother, did he propose to his wife there? Where's that? In Thailand? Well, anywho, thanks for joining us today. I had a really good time with Mike. I love going over the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff. Next week, we will once again be virtual. I think Mike we're virtual next week. Then you're back.
Should be back at the beginning of May.
You're coming back the end of May?
Beginning. I got to get the date to make sure it's the second.
Okay, so May 4th would be no. I'm sorry, May
2nd.
May 2nd. You probably won't be back by then.
I might be.
All right, so let us know. Anyway, next week virtual again, and I'm Billy Joel A to Z. We have me and Alon, our review about going to see Billy Joel, and our friend Danny Vermont, who went to see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks at the SoFi Stadium in LA, and we compare shows. So that's this week on Billy Joel A to Z. Don't forget Just Gown the City. And May 15th, right here at the Comedy Cellar on a Monday night. And Mike, do you have any shows coming up that Anonymous can come to secretly?
Well, I'm in Texas right now, so I will be at the Laugh Out Loud in San Antonio tomorrow night. And I won't be on any shows, but I'll be producing the Himbos podcast at Moon Tower on Thursday.
Whose podcast?
Himbos. It's Josh Adam Myers and Justin Silvers.
Oh.
Over at Moon Tower on Thursday, and Friday, YKWd with Bobby Kelly and Big J Okerson.
Right. The podcast. Excellent. Catalina, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Other than that, yes, don't forget, come down to the Comedy Cellar when you're in town in New York City or Las Vegas. And otherwise, we'll see you next week on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Good night, everybody.